Welcome to this short video that is intended to help you prepare for the long answer in the final exam. The long answer evaluates 4 key abilities. Your ability to read and understand material that has just been given to you. The case study that you'll be writing about in the long answer is a case study that is not distributed before. It is a case study that you will see for the first time when you write the final exam. And so your ability to read it, understand it, and analyze it is one of the things that we can determine. And we determine that by the way that you write about it, the way that you apply course concepts to this particular situation in a clear, well-organized manner. We're looking for your ability at critical thinking through the way that you make a logical argument with clear claims, explanations, and the evidence that you can pull out of the client statement. Finally, we want to know if you can recognize what kind of information you need and which kinds of information you would need to research on your own rather than go to your client. So there are 3 questions. 1, based on this case study, which you have not seen before, write a problem statement. 2, based on the case study, generate a list of functions, objectives, and constraints. 3, identify key research questions. The CIs have a marking guide, and in these videos, I'm going to show you portions of it. In general, what we're looking for is evidence that the student understands the course concepts well enough to write about them intelligently in a problem statement and in sections on functions, objectives, and constraints, and can use that information to determine what they don't know and develop research questions. We're looking at your communication ability. Can you write coherently with very little error? Some things we don't expect are research or research citations. You won't have seen the case study before this, and there's only the time that you have in the exam. So there are certain things that you cannot do. Also, clear goals. Goals have to come out of research. They're not something you can guess at. Metrics are ways of measuring an objective, and those are more reasonable to expect you to come up with, but the actual goals, the actual specifications, are not something that you can just do off the top of your head, or anybody can do off the top of their head unless they're very, very, very experienced. And we're also not expecting perfect grammar or super polished writing. Everybody who's writing this exam is writing under pressure. We would like to be able to understand everything that you have written, and it should be in reasonably good English. So before you look at the other 4 videos and look at the example from the student, I'd like you to try writing a long answer yourself. Here is the long answer question from this year, and it's a little bit different than the one that the student used in past years. We will be looking this year for scope, since scope was an important part of your fall project, and we will not be looking for what we call unintended functions, because we did not deal with those this year. So here's the case study from 2015, and this is the basis of the examples that I'm going to show. Why don't you try to answer those 3 questions with this case study as a practice. The case study is also posted on the Quercus site just so that you can read it more easily.